I'm surprised how small the ramp is. It's
Yeah,
a very small, now just, looking back at it.
it's the normal size for us all of our lives. It's just some of the arenas have adapted to, when they built the newer ones, they've gone to the bigger size.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too, man. It's good seeing you.
There's a Ranger for you. What's going on, mister? Nothing good. You guys in the same living dream? It's really exciting, man.
What's the, is it still down somewhere? And I don't know, I have been so far away from Yes.
What brought you to Wallaceburg? What brought you to Wallaceburg?
We're in Chatham.
Okay.
Randy grew up in Chatham, and when we decided to retire, we were going. We had one son in Woodstock and one son in Kitchener, and we looked around those areas, and there's big bidding wars everywhere in Ontario in the last 2 years to buy any houses. So we settled here because we could get something we wanted for what we wanted to afford, and thought, well.
So you bought in Wallaceburg?
No, we bought in Chatham.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was looking for a hockey team, and he played with he's been playing with a group that plays in Moortown on Sunday nights, and then there's another guy that was playing on there that said, hey, there's a group in Thames Lake campus, and then he said, oh, there's a group that's playing on Sunday mornings, and so this is the first time he's come out to play, so.
Oh, cool. That's great.
Yeah. Well, it's nice. It's nice for, guys to still be able to play hockey. I notice there's a big difference coming from Burlington and playing with the old timers there. When you have 1,200 guys, and they were dedicated to balancing the teams.
Yeah.
Like they'd be 4 weeks into a season, and they would, say to the coaches, how are you guys all doing, or the managers of the teams, and they say, we're pretty well balanced except for, this team's kicking our rear end every game. And they go, yeah, they're pretty strong on offense, so they just swap 2 guys from that team to the other team.
Fixes it pretty quick.
Yep. Or they would move them down a division. That was a little bit harder, to move players down and say, yeah, you're not in the black division anymore, you're in green, and because you're just maybe a little slower, and sometimes the guys would ask for that, but it kept the games more balanced and competitive. I find like when we were in Edmonton, we did the pickup hockey there, and it was similar to this. You get some really good guys that were maybe played senior hockey and played AAA juniors but didn't go into the AHL or OHL, but they're really good, and other guys that just, played mostly cornfield hockey. But I think one of the biggest difference I found with the old timers hockey was their sense of gentlemanness.
Yeah.
Like they would basically say 2 people can't occupy the same space at the same time. You wouldn't go through a bank door and bowl somebody over. But you still get the yahoos, and even in that hockey.
Always 1 or 2 that
Yep.
are still living their dream.
Well, yeah, and they do silly things like Randy's going down the one time. That's my husband there, Randy, with the Oilers. Of course, the Oilers
With the
colors.
Oilers, yeah. I was going to just ask who is sure.
But he was going down like that for a shot, and one of the other guys in the team went, oh, just stuck stick, can't open him, took his legs out from underneath him, and so he kind of told him off, which is not a known thing in old timers. You just kind of put up with it. But this guy does it all the time, and he's going, you can't do that. Why would you? Worst thing that happened was I would have scored a goal. But the worst thing that could happen with you stopping me that way is I break my hip or my leg. Why would you do that to another fellow player hockey? But he was out for a season and a half with 2 concussions because of just somebody doing something. And you know, we used to just go, oh yeah, concussions, big deal. And they make such a big deal about them now, and I go, but we still allow boxing? The very nature of boxing is you win when you...
Hit somebody in the head.
Yeah, and knock them out, which is brain damage. If you're unconscious, it's... Yeah, and you think, well... Yeah. But yeah, you'd like to see the sports played a little safer and totally understand, you know, the development and the enforcers and things like that. And you go, somehow or another they have to get rid of the pissed offness in hockey. The referees aren't doing their job. You don't see it in any other sport. You don't see it in... Well, I guess maybe once in a while you'll see a pitcher brush back a bat and the bench clears.
They just don't, they have a lot less tolerance for it. They deal with it and they deal fairly significant, where hockey it's almost kind of, like, why do you need a scrum after every whistle? Like, why do you need a scrum? Like, it's just ingrained in the game. And it's like, other sports, look at football, it's as physical as you can get. They just don't tolerate stuff.
Yeah, well, you never see a guy when, you know, receiver goes up and the, you know, the defense stops him, pulls him down, or does whatever, gets in front, knocks the ball. You don't see him turn around and smack him like these guys do, but I think it's because they have a weapon in their hand with the hockey stick. I'm not sure what it is. I just see the
culture thing, and it's hard to...
You know, like when you take your child to kindergarten and you know, he turns around, somebody takes his toy from him and he hits them, the teacher goes, no, we don't do that.
It's funny, you just don't tolerate it.
We don't do it, but in hockey, it seems to.
For some reason, we tolerate it, and it's even a rite of passage. It's like you're, even you almost reward it as opposed to go.
Yep. Yeah, and we thought that maybe it was going to change a little bit, but I think that the Karens made our, you know, the hockey world a little bit too fair by going, oh, the kids all deserve a medal. It's like, no, they still have to be competitive. They still have to win by merit, not by, you know, you're on the team.
That's a good pass.
Yep.
Tall, lanky Oilers guy there, right?
Yeah, he is. I think he plays a little bit more cautious than he used to since his concussions.
How we all do.
Yeah, that there were no...
Lots of things important in life. You gotta have fun. Most want to do some other activities too, so you're kind of like, you don't want to get injured. You want to have fun. And
I went through that with my mom. She just gave up. Remember when he told me and you'll feel a lot better. You think you're just going to sit there
Nice.
that was a good defensive
Yeah, I was
play
gonna
by
say.
the black there.
I was going to say that was a nice play.
That was a really nice. He was counting that goal. He was already had it on the scoreboard, and it's like, oh, last second.
Yep. you would have had a nice night for your reunion out in the.
Yeah, we were at the curling rink last night.
Oh, you're at the curling rink.
That's where we were. Yeah, yeah, it was really nice. And so, it's been 43 years since we've seen some of the. I mean, I've kept connected with some, including Rob Wallaceburg, so it would be nice here, but lots of them, you know, we hadn't seen each other since grade 13,
Yeah.
which was 1980. That was fun.
Yep, it is. We have a group and we get together for dinner. We were trying to do it every year until COVID hit, and then that kind of spoiled it. But then we got a complaint last year that the guys were, couple of the guys were going, well, how come you girls go out for dinner? Why don't you invite us guys too? We were going, well, we thought you wouldn't want to go out with us old farts.
You never know, eh?
Yeah, they did.
To be an age and realize that friends and relationships and
Yep, yeah.
it was a good night. Had a little band. Didn't go too late, 11:30. We're getting a little older. I shut this thing down. Yeah, it's fun. There's a good look goalie. It's a good look goalie. Yeah, he said I had it. He had to move his feet too, though, eh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he was banging and said I should have put it on his tape, but he had lots of time to anticipate where that puck was going to end up.
Yeah, you got to move too.
Yeah.
It's not all about the passer, it's the receiver. I mean, I played hockey a little bit when I was a kid, but mostly I played in the frozen wheat fields with the neighbor boys, and when you come out, they'd go, "Here, we need an extra player. Let's get Shirley. You know, she'll play goal." Yeah. My dad was an umpire, and so we used to put his umpire equipment on, stuff our pair of coveralls with newspapers, and then get red and blue striped rubber balls slammed at you, because of course we couldn't afford a puck.
You're willing to play net. There's always a job for that, right?
Yeah. Oh, that one sneaked by him. So I do find that when I, having lived in Edmonton and Toronto and Burlington and stuff, but grew up in Watford, and I have the occasion, to go back, there's a wedding or something, funeral, and you're standing there and somebody comes up and they look at you and they go, "Do you remember me?" And you go, "Oh, shut up."
Well, it was last night a little bit.
Yeah.
Your husband just scored one.
Yep.
Plus one.
+1.
Yeah, there was a week we all put name tags on last night.
Yeah. So
I mean, we kind of did. I mean, you had to.
Yeah.
Just a lot of years being together.
Makes it so much easier to, because when they were, and even when you get a name, you've forgotten the history around them. You forgot your history with them, maybe. Some of them, you remember your history quite clearly.
Looks like you got another old timers group going on.
Yeah, there was one on before this one too.
Well,
So they got a lot of Sunday morning singers.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I just thought it was a watch. It's a finished watch.
I was gonna say that was a nice move, but it'll get called offside almost every time. So you're still coaching?
I am. Coached in Calgary for lots of years. We just moved to Canmore. I'm going to coach again this year. Coach mostly, well, what they call U13, U15 now. That's been kind of the age. I like that age. Teachable. They're sponges. They love to practice. Don't have too many distractions in life yet.
The only thing you have to worry about is their growth spurts.
Yeah. I had the privilege of coaching some pretty good players.
That's cool.
Yeah. A few World Juniors and a couple NHLers. I got to coach. Do you watch a lot of hockey? Do you watch a lot?
Yeah, we watch a lot.
Yeah, so I got to coach the McCarr brothers, both Cale
Okay.
and his brothers at college now, at the University of Massachusetts. But Cale was a delight to coach at a young age.
I think the last 10 years I've really enjoyed less of NHL and more of junior hockey, watching it and looking forward every Christmas time to the, and following those guys, and you hear their names, and I think that was kind of a carryover from when we did see the Oilers play in the season, and they cleaned house and they brought in all these young kids, and they had been on the junior team, and they brought them up, and didn't do anything with them. Some of them did really well, but you never know who they, and just going, hey, where were these kids before, because you always notice the Connor McDavids and the Austin Matthews and the whoever, the Gretzkys, some of those guys, but you watch Edmonton this last year and I go, hey, if it wasn't for Nurse. Because there's a lot of eye in hockey, but it's mostly team.
There's a lot of kids. Cale is one of them. Got cut from Bantam AAA.
Yeah.
Got cut from Midget AAA. They have an Alberta Cup for the top kids in the province. Even make the cut.
Yeah.
And he just went and played he never played higher than played in Brooks, Alberta, in the Alberta Junior Hockey League. It's the highest level of hockey played in Canada. And then went to University of Massachusetts and he was a real late bloomer.
Yeah.
And so, the kids get very impatient. And sometimes you just gotta, take a deep breath. I've probably become more a proponent of college and NCAA hockey than the CHL.
Yep.
I've become much more a proponent just because I've watched. And I've seen lots of good ones.
Well, I think the OHL, AHL, and the NHL are all too much about the organization and less about the,
They can be. You got to be really careful. They tell your kids a great story, and
Yep.
And you know what? They're young, 15, 16. And it just they're fragile still. And it's no matter what they tell you, it's a business.
Yeah.
It's a business, and.
Well, and I understand that, but I say to my son, I work for a business. I do I'm retired now, and I did lean manufacturing. And it was a Japanese system that we learned. And you'd go in and, the gentleman I worked with, Mr. Shama, he'd talk to me and he'd say, please, every day ask associates, what is problem? What makes them upset? You fix that problem, we are productive. And I go, what are you talking about? And it grew from there into a suggestion program, and you go out and ask the employees, what happened today that made you go, oh shit, or oh darn, or whatever? What can we do to take that away? And when they felt like they were heard and they were listened to, they started pouring out ideas and wanting to work on Saturdays, and we had a whole team that moved equipment around and did stuff. And yeah, but trying to convince North American managers that, yeah, listen to your employees. The person that sits beside the copier probably knows how to rip its guts apart better than anybody in the plant. Because they've heard everybody whine about how it doesn't work, and they go, oh, do this or do that. And yeah, put some emphasis into each individual kid that they're important. And if they're a D and they know they're important to their line mate, they'll become important to their line mate, and that's what develops the team. But that was certainly what we seen with Colton. He was down in the school for about 6 months, and we went down to pick him up to bring him home for Christmas or New Year's or whatever, or Thanksgiving. When he was so polite, and that's one of the things that, if somebody says, did he benefit from it? I go, oh, you're darn right he did, because he grew up there and he learned very much how to be a gentleman and how to be a...
It's like he's going to the next one. Off this one and into the dressing room for the next one, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing that, especially the AAA hockey, the kids move so fast.
Yeah, it's amazing how much the game has improved. I kind of coached at that U13 for about 10 years in a row, and every year, people say it's getting better. Like every year the kids, and they understand the game, they're better physical condition, their skills are better.
I think that's the biggest thing that I noticed from the time Colton was like 4 years old watching hockey. He had hockey knowledge. He knew the game. He understood the plays and understood why. And I'd go, oh, why didn't this guy? And he'd tell you. You go, how do you know that? But
I've heard Gretzky say, he's like, he says, I'm in awe of watching a good Bantam AAA, midget AAA. He said they probably understand the game more. We were freewheeling. He'd admit it. We freewheeled.
But Gretzky,
concept of defense and whatever.
Gretzky, whether he got it from his dad or who he got it from, he also had the method to explain it to other people. Like he would make comments that I very much things like you go where the puck's going to be, not where it is. Those kind of comments that you go, oh yeah, okay, that really makes sense. And for a lot of people, they went, well, of course. Well, of course.
Of course, that's obvious.
But you go, no. Every kid has to learn that. If you watch Timbits hockey, they all go out there and there's 15 kids all skating that way to the puck, and then 15 kids all skating that way. But they gradually learn that over. But yeah, I see that the biggest thing that's happened is the speed. And for me, that's more worrisome, because when you see them taking somebody into the boards at such high speeds and decking them on the blue line.
We have more concussions. Well, it's physics.
Yeah, it's physics. Guys are skating 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour.
And the human brain hasn't changed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still the human brain, and if, you do this by this.
And you're chasing a puck down for an icing call, and you go, how many times, like what percentage of icing calls actually get overturned or changed around, you keep possession of the puck, that you couldn't just say, no, you don't have that chasing them into the boards and guys going, well, I'm going to turn. And you go, no. And you watch them and you see them go to the boards and you see the guy at that, and you go, don't do it, don't. And they turn and go the wrong way, and that's when the guy hits them. And, but yeah, I just think the mid-ice checks, even some of the board checks.
Is she allowed to go there?
It's like, you know, if you're gonna get hit, you're supposed to be standing upright and jump into the glass or the board, and they don't. They bend down and try to get the puck, and their head's right at the boards, and you go, no.
Well, I'm gonna go. We're meeting a bunch of the high schoolers for breakfast. Good to watch a hockey game at the old Wallaceburg Memorial Arena. With the
well, I didn't get you to do a wave, the fan wave.
Analyst, and good for you for taping it. Have fun. Good to chat to you.
Hey, good to chat to you. Bye bye.
Winner, chicken dinner. Where's Dad? Number 6. Is that deep down, Daddy?
That's good. Can you go get Daddy's always on the bench right now? Okay, Ken, you want to go too?
I'm not.
Okay.
Liv, do you want to go?
Where is she?
Liv.
All right, well, let's see what we have.
Oh my gosh. Wheels on the bench.
Or at least crying because
There goes Daddy. They're trying to go. To warm up your fingers. Oh no, that coin doesn't work in that machine. Pip, pip. Hey, Libby, Mom's gonna go to the washroom, okay?
Mama, I saw Dad give him a high five or something.
Okay, Mom's going to the bathroom. Are you gonna stay with Rachel or come with Mom? All right, come on.
Hey, John, you guys over there? No, you guys are over here.
When are you back in action?
4 more weeks.
Alright.
After
Good to have
today.
you back. Good to
Yeah.
have you back.
Thursdays.